This is Raj Shekhar, joining from UK, Pyramid Foundation UK team. I welcome Pradeep Anirudh. He was introduced to meditation in year 2003 through his younger brother, Prabodh Achyuta. Master Pradeep used to work for MNC in UK, in USA, in a senior role. When he was working, he had 20 plus software certifications encompassing business, application, and data and technical architectures, and continuously taking science of meditation to many youngsters. He led many classes, workshops, and influenced many people, more than 1 million people, and influenced a lot of youth through his meditation workshops. He is an embodiment of wisdom. He traveled extensively around 15 different states in India for teaching meditation. He started these online sessions in UK from year 2012-2013 period. Pradeep Master shared his wisdom many times with UK meditators. Now, after a long time, we are having sessions with him. So please join me welcoming Master Pradeep and share your wisdom.
Thank you for your introduction, and I welcome everyone to this session on cooperation and co-creation. My dear friends, we all know that we are consciousness. You are consciousness, I am consciousness. The chair that I am sitting is consciousness. And there are different levels of consciousness. Although you are consciousness, I am consciousness, Rajashekhar is consciousness, and each one of you is a consciousness. Everyone has different levels of consciousness. Buddha has a different level of consciousness. Jesus has a different level of consciousness. Swami Vivekananda has a different level of consciousness. The same way, every word carries certain consciousness with it. Every word carries certain energy with it. Okay? So the word cooperation also carries certain energy within it. The word co-creation carries certain level of consciousness. My dear friends, there are so many statements that we have heard from our childhood onwards. Okay, there are so many great sentences that had been spoken by great men. There are so many sentences that had been given by Vedas and Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, but the prominent of them is the Mahavakyas of Upanishad. So if we take all the 5 Mahavakyas of Upanishads, the first 2 that comes to our mind is Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. So Aham Brahma Asmi Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. So I am the Brahman, I am the creator. Tat Tvam Asi. Okay, you are also that. You are not anything inferior. You are not anything less than the creator himself. So if I am the creator and you're also that, each one of you is also a creator. So then who am I? And who will you be to me? So if I am the creator and you're also a creator, you become a co-creator. You become a co-creator. So if I am the creator, you become a co-creator. If you are the creator, I become a co-creator. Nothing but we are all co-creators, my dear friends. And the law that exists in this universe, one of the primary cosmic law that exists in the universe is law of cooperation. There are so many laws that operate this seen world. See, there is a seen world and there is an unseen world behind the seen world. Whatever you see is the external world. Okay, whatever that runs this external world is through certain laws. Okay, and these are cosmic laws which are applicable in every seen world and also in every unseen world. Okay, and today we will know extensively about law of cooperation or co-creation. What is this law? So my dear friends, there are so many laws that you have known: law of giving, law of pure potentiality, law of karma, Most of you have come across law of karma, correct? Most of you know about it, law of karma. There is a law of intention and desire, law of dharma, law of detachment is there. So there are so many laws. Today, we'll see a fundamental law for all life forms in this plane and in any other plane. It is operating in the universe, in the cosmos, for constructing every life form. See, for constructing a tree, okay, for a plant to come out of a seed, there has to be a cooperation from the moisture, from the soil, okay. There has to be a cooperation from the weather. So unless that cooperation is there, a tree is not formed. A plant does not sprout from a seed, correct? So for a tree to form in this planet, we need cooperation of many elements, cooperation of all the 5 elements. Even to create a human being, okay, you need agreement and cooperation of 2 human beings, we call mother and father, right? And also you need cooperation of the staff of the hospital. So unless the staff of the hospital has cooperated for the birth to take place, so the possibility of a human being doesn't exist. Somebody has to help with the pregnancy, right? And somebody has to feed that mother for all those 9 months. So there's an internal law that is operating everywhere. It is just that we may be aware fully of it, we may not be aware fully about that, okay. And today's session is going to give you an awareness into the ever existing law, that law of cooperation or law of co-creation. So my dear friends, what we call life is an oscillation between movement and stillness. We move in the day, we are still in the night, okay. So it's an oscillation between movement and stillness. See, when we are totally in the movement, when we are totally connected to the movement, we are evolving. So there is an evolution that is happening to us as a soul, and through us to the entire humanity and to the entire cosmos. That evolution is happening through movement, okay. And through stillness, enlightenment possibility gets awakened. The enlightenment possibility gets kinetic when we are still. So when enlightenment happens to a human being, the evolution gets fastened, the evolution gets hastened. This is the relation between evolution and enlightenment, okay. So in the dance between movement and stillness, in the dance between evolution and enlightenment, you need cooperation. See, unless there is cooperation, you cannot evolve, you cannot do anything, my dear friends. See, if I have to speak now, okay, I need cooperation of the internet service provider, I need cooperation of the electricity department to give me uninterrupted power supply here, okay. I need cooperation of the organizers from Pyramid Foundation UK, cooperation of the people who are listening to actually listen without any other internal dialogues, right? So all this cooperation has to exist, then only we can create any reality. Otherwise, we cannot create reality standalone. You cannot create reality independently. It's not that we are dependent, we are interdependent on each other. All life forms indeed are interdependent on each other. So this awareness has to come, has to dawn within our heart, that we are an interdependent being of the universe. We are not separate, we are one. Only thought separates us. See, you and me, you and your partner, you and any other person whom you have come across in your life, whom you have seen, whom you have thought, either you have seen directly or in the television or in the laptop, okay, they are not separate, we are all one. Only the thought separates us, and we are playing this game of separation as well as we are going towards the game of oneness, okay. The law of cooperation helps us to move towards the game of oneness. Okay. So, my dear friends, law of cooperation helps us to achieve the purpose of life. I am born with certain purpose. Okay, I realize that my purpose is to teach meditation, is to teach spiritual science, is to take spiritual science to every person in the world. So you are born, you have a purpose. So Patriji is born. Patriji has a purpose to take meditation to every person in the world, to take vegetarianism to every person in the world. Okay. So the same way, every life form has a purpose. And law of cooperation helps us or help every life form to fulfill its purpose of life. Unless there is cooperation, you cannot achieve your purpose of life, right? So this law of cooperation is also called as law of creativity. Okay, it's also called as law of evolution. It's also called as law of achievement, because even if you have to think creatively, okay, you need this you you need this law of cooperation. See, if you have to think that you need to create something, okay, you need to paint something, okay, you have to buy a sheet, you have to buy a table on which you can draw, you need to buy some pencils, okay. And if you want to create a session like this, okay, you need cooperation of many people to organize this. If you want to achieve anything in life, if you want to achieve a new job, if you want to achieve success in anything that you take up, you still need cooperation of many people there. So this law of cooperation is very fundamental to your creativity, to your evolution, and also to your achievement. This law of cooperation operates on each plane for every life form. No life form is out of it. And it is not that you do not know about it. This law of cooperation may not be something very new to you, may not be very radical to you, but you being aware, you being alert, you being more deep sighted about law of cooperation will create that integrity within you, where your performance or your relation to the world, your relation to other life forms will go to a very new level. Your relation to your partner, your relation to every other human being will go to a very different level. So that would happen. So this session is to create that awareness and deep sightedness to increase your intellect or intelligence in terms of law of cooperation. Okay, it operates as a relationship with every other every other living being. Okay, and gradually it has to result in a process of conscious cooperation. See, unless my fingers are in cooperation with each other, I cannot even fold like this. If this finger is going one way, if this finger is going one way, see, if every finger is going in different ways, I cannot even hold anything, right? So there is cooperation inside. There is that cooperation which is there, which is latent inside, but it has to come to your conscious thought that this law of cooperation is existing inside and outside everywhere. Indeed, this law of cooperation is the fire, okay, which is getting kindled in every atom, in every cell, in every life form, and it is getting kindled in every human being also, in every group, in every nation, and in every star. Otherwise, it cannot exist together. It cannot exist in integrity. See, unless a law of cooperation is operating between all the organs of my body is not held together. If my body is being held together, if I'm speaking, if my mouth organism is delivering this voice, okay, that means there is a certain level of cooperation between my neurons. My neurology is in harmony with my endocrinology and physiology of the body. And then only I can deliver this speech. So this law of cooperation is kindling this fire in each one of us. in every organ. And it also enables towards establishing cooperation in expanding fields of our existence. Okay. And it also helps us to release the inherent potential in each one of us. See, I have certain potential. I used to work for a software industry, right? So if I have to realize my potential, I need to be given an opportunity where I can program, where I can create an application and I can showcase it. So for that, this law of cooperation is needed. Somebody has to see it, somebody has to verify, somebody has to validate, somebody has to test it, somebody has to appreciate it, somebody has to use it, right? So this all happens with the law of cooperation. Indeed, my dear friends, please mark these words. Right now, what I am going to say now, these are very, very important. Is please mark this. The law of cooperation is also the law of existence. The law of existence. Existence does not exist without cooperation. The earth is in cooperation with the trees. Otherwise, trees will not stand. The soil is cooperating with it. The moisture content of the soil is cooperating with it. The sunlight is cooperating with the trees. Correct? The law of cooperation is also law of health. Without certain cooperation happening in your body between different systems, between your endocrinology, between your neurology, between your physiology, without a certain cooperation happening, the health of a human being is not possible. And my dear friends, even for a person to stay happy, everyone is in pursuit of happiness, right? Nobody wants to be unhappy. How would a person be happy? A person will be happy if and only if there is cooperation towards what he wants to achieve, towards how he wants to express himself in this world, right? So even for happiness, law of cooperation is primary. Law of cooperation is fundamental. Even for a person to be happy, even for a person to be healthy, you need law of cooperation. Even for a person to be prosperous, you need law of cooperation. If I have to create abundance, if I have to create prosperity, I need cooperation of different people, right? Unless I cooperate with people in creating something that is valuable to them, either a product or a service, I cannot create abundance. If I'm an entrepreneur, okay, I need to give something valuable, a valuable product or a valuable service to the customers. Then only they'll pay me. Then the abundance, the material abundance gets created. Even for material abundance, you need law of cooperation. Even for spiritual enlightenment, you need law of cooperation. The higher souls would be guiding the people who are yet in the process of enlightenment. You need law of cooperation. The higher entities, the higher astral masters would cooperate with the people who are who are still in the process of enlightenment. You need law of cooperation. Even for a person to feel safe and secure, you need law of cooperation. So law of cooperation is the law of existence. Law of cooperation is the law of happiness. Law of cooperation is the law of prosperity. Law of cooperation is the law of enlightenment. Law of cooperation is the law of security and safety. And any form of destruction or disintegration is caused in this world only by the withdrawal of law of cooperation, my dear friends. Any kind of destruction, either the World War I, World War II, or any other destruction or disintegration that you have ever come across in this world, in a large way, in a small way, in a medium way, or in whichever way, is because of the withdrawal of law of cooperation, is because of the ignorance of law of cooperation, is because of non-existence of the law of cooperation, is because they have failed to follow the law of cooperation. My dear friends, every hatred, every animosity, every separatism, every self-interest, every greed, is a sign of degeneration, is a sign of destruction, is a sign of disintegration. It is a sign of the absence of law of cooperation. It's a sign that something needs to be healed inside. If law of cooperation is not there in your heart, my dear friends, you would be facing health challenges. If you are facing health challenges, that means law of cooperation is not instilled in your heart yet. If a country is going to war, if people are abused, that means that law of cooperation knowledge is not there, that wisdom is not present in that culture, in that country, in that nation, or in that person, or in that group of people. So, my dear friends, there are two choices for each one of us right now. You can either activate law of cooperation in your heart, or you can refuse law of cooperation. Law of cooperation, if activated, if being aware of law of cooperation, okay, then it creates health, happiness, prosperity, enlightenment, and all the good things in the world. And if you refuse this law of cooperation, it will create suffering, it will create pain, it may also create death. So one needs to study this law of cooperation. Every individual, every group, every nation has to study and apply this law of cooperation and law of co-creation, my dear friends. It is very vital, it is very important. Indeed, it has to be studied in the context of the history also. See, human history, we know just as wars, right? So human history must be examined from the viewpoint of the existence of law of cooperation, of the absence of law of cooperation, of the operation of law of cooperation, how it has impacted the human history, how wars were fought because of absence of law of cooperation. In it, there are, if we see the other way, there are so many breakthroughs that are made in the world. Okay, there are so many great cultures which were born. There are great civilizations which were born, right? So if there is an absence of cooperation, misery, it can cause misery, it can cause pain, it can cause suffering. And you have seen the history, it has caused bloodshed, it has caused destruction and death. And my dear friends, it is not just about law of cooperation applying to the history and seeing it as a separate. You can also see it in your own individual life. You see at home, you just think how much of cooperation is there between the family members. How much of cooperation is there in your thoughts and in your words? Are you speaking what is there in your mind? Are you doing what is there in your mind and in your words? Is there an integrity between your thoughts, words, and your actions? Is there a cooperation? Is there cooperation in your family, in your office, or in the group that you are? If there is cooperation, it will bring prosperity, health, happiness, and it will also bring expansion of consciousness to each one of us. My dear friends, if I cooperate with you in your search for enlightenment, in your search for deeper meditation, in your search for wisdom, then you will have an expansion of consciousness. What is this class right now? This class right now is creating a possibility of expansion of consciousness for each one of you, and also to me, and also to all the people who are related to us, right? And this is happening through cooperation. So any advancement, my dear friends, any advancement of science, any advancement of individual, group, or nation is a result of cooperation and co-creation, my dear friends. Without cooperation or co-creation, nothing is possible. It is inherent in the nature. So what should we cooperate with? You need to cooperate with the law itself. You need to cooperate with the law of co-creation. Now open your heart. Feel the cooperation inside. My dear friends, let me tell you, there is immense cooperation to each of the thought that you are making, to each of the intention you are releasing, to each of the aim and ambition that you have been thinking of. There is cooperation from the entire universe. Indeed, entire universe will orchestrate the sequence of events needed for what you're thinking, what you're intending. So cooperate with the law of cooperation. Cooperate with the forces and energies of the universe. Cooperate with the nature, because nature is always in cooperation with you. Cooperate with the laws of the nature. There are so many laws that are operating in the nature. For example, law of karma. What you sow is what you reap, right? Whatever you sow is whatever you reap, but multifold. If you sow a neem seed, you'll get a neem tree. If you sow a sweet mango seed, you will get a sweet mango tree. So cooperate with nature. Cooperate with the forces and energies of the universe. Cooperate with the other kingdoms, not just human kingdom. Cooperate with everyone in the human kingdom, and also cooperate with the subhuman kingdoms, or cooperate with the superhuman kingdoms through your astral worlds. I'm just trying to put this cooperation into each of your cell. Cooperate with the world of ideas, visions, and revelations that are getting to you. Be in cooperation with that. Be in cooperation with all the individuals that you have come across, or you're going to come across, or you're coming across. Be in cooperation with all the groups, with all the nations. Be in cooperation with your own inner guide. Be in cooperation with your teacher, inner teacher. And my dear friends, we have been receiving so much of wisdom. Be in conscious cooperation with the wisdom of the ages that you are receiving. Be in cooperation with the beauty that you see around. I want you to just see around. Feel that cooperation inside with the beauty that you are seeing, with the beauty that you are. Be in cooperation with the goodness that you are, with the righteousness that you are, with the joy that you are, with the freedom that you are. Be in cooperation with the beauty that you see around, with the goodness that you see around, with the righteousness that you see around, with the joy that you see around, with the freedom that you feel around. Be in cooperation with all of these things. And my dear friends, each one of us belongs to a group. We belong to Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement, and we have a group vision to take meditation, vegetarianism to every last person in the world. Be in cooperation with that group vision. Be in cooperation with all life forms, not just humans. Be in cooperation with all the currents of light that make every life form creative. There is light in each one of us. There is light in you, yes. And the same way, there is light in the other person. There is light in every other life form. Be in cooperation with that light. Be in cooperation with national laws, international laws, customs, traditions, with a scientific temper, not blind customs and traditions. For example, our Indian ladies keep bindi or bottu, kumkum. So that indicates the presence of a third eye. Be in cooperation with those customs, with scientific temperament. So be in cooperation with the whole of nature, the whole of existence, my dear friends. Feel the cooperation of all of nature. Feel the cooperation of all subhuman kingdoms, superhuman kingdoms, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the animal kingdom. feel the cooperation of all the individuals, all the groups, all the nations. The law of cooperation has to be exercised not just for one's own survival or happiness, not just for one's own prosperity and success at the expense of other forms of life. It has to be exercised with a holistic view to secure the well-being, health of all the people, to secure the happiness, success of all the people, to secure prosperity and abundance of all the people. It is not about your own self-interest. It is about aligning to a larger group interest. So, my dear friends, the more a person cooperates, the more a person feels the cooperation inside, the more he gets rid of his nature, which is causing him unhappiness, pain, and suffering. The more cooperation you feel inside, the lesser pain, the lesser suffering, the lesser unhappiness. The more a person cooperates, the more happy a person will feel, the more joy a person would feel. So, my dear friends, any cooperation that is developed for self-interest, people cooperate out of self-interest. I'm not talking about everyone, I'm talking about certain people who cooperate only for their self-interest. It's a technique of exploitation which will draw a person into conflict with the law of cooperation. And conflict with this law, my dear friends, mark my words, conflict with the law of cooperation will result in failure, will result in pain, will result in suffering ultimate. Ultimately, it will lead to suffering. Cooperation is also a matter of having a vision and dedicating oneself to that vision, along with all those who have a same or similar vision. Cooperation happens within a group, right? If you are cooperating, that means he belongs to your group in some or the other way. So one needs to have a common vision for cooperating. And leaders play a very important role in promoting cooperation and group consciousness also. So leaders must offer a vision. When a leader offers a vision, like Patriji is offering a vision for all of us, that every person has to meditate, every person has to become a vegetarian, right? So when we understand the vision of a leader and we understand the benefits of cooperating with those who have similar visions, okay, then it will be a great blessing for all of us. It will become a royal road to happiness. It will become a royal road to health. It will become a royal road to enlightenment also, to prosperity and abundance also. So this science of cooperation must be taught to people from childhood onwards. You need to give certain games. You need to allow your child to cooperate with others. Not for self-interest, for larger interest, for a common vision, for a common goal of the group. This science has to be taught as a child and then let it be carried into their adulthood. So, my dear friends, this science of cooperation can replace the psychology of disputes, psychology of fighting. It can replace the psychology of war. It can also replace the psychology of bloodshed if this science of cooperation is properly understood, if this science of co-creation is properly understood. Life will change dramatically when people learn how to cooperate. Law of cooperation allows us to create win-win situations for me and you, for you and your partner, for you and your family and your society, for your society and your nation, for nations. Law of cooperation, law of co-creation creates a possibility of win-win situations. When your thoughts, your feelings, your words and actions complement each other, strengthen each other, or nourish each other to achieve a common goal, we can say that we have cooperation within our nature. When it is not just in action, okay, I belong to a group, me and this other person or working for the same vision. Okay, is that okay? No, that is not okay. It may be okay, but it is not enough. Okay, I am working, he is working, we are both working for a common purpose, for a common vision, but that is not okay. Our feelings also should match. Our feelings must complement each other. Our feelings must strengthen each other. Our feelings must nourish each other while achieving the common purpose. If you and I are working for a common purpose of spreading meditation, spreading science of meditation, spreading awareness about science of meditation, okay, me and you working for it together is not sufficient condition. Our thoughts also must complement each other, our feelings must complement each other, our words must complement each other, our actions anyway must complement each other and strengthen each other and nourish each other. You need to nourish, you need to speak words which can nourish the other person. Then we can say that we have cooperation within our nature. Otherwise, my dear friends, there is no cooperation. You and me, okay, I'm working because you said, you're working because I said, or we both are working because somebody else told. No, it is not a sufficient condition. You need to have your thoughts, you need to have your thoughts, you need to have your feelings, you need to have your words and actions complement each other, strengthen each other, nourish each other while achieving a common goal. Then one can say that you have cooperation in your nature. And my dear friends, cooperation is an effort by a group of people to actualize a vision given by higher sources. Cooperation, see why cooperation should be there. When cooperation can be present, when we are working for a common vision, okay, given by higher sources, then cooperation will be there. It's like, yes, we have a vision of taking meditation to every person, vegetarianism to every person, okay, then there will be cooperation. The group also needs to have a vision, and there are certain things where there is natural cooperation that is existing. See, one, there is internal latent cooperation that is there, you need to be aware. And second, you need to get into a state of conscious cooperation. Unless there is a common goal or a vision, cooperation is not possible. See, my body has a goal to keep itself healthy or maintain its well-being, natural state of well-being. So it has a common goal or a vision for itself. So there is cooperation between all the systems of my body. In it, there are 200 different subconscious processes happening right now in my body, even without my intervention. All those things are happening, right? So there is cooperation. It is inherent, it is latent, it is there. I can be aware of it. And I can also bring conscious cooperation with other people, with other life forms by having a common vision. And great leaders like Patriji give us a vision and mobilize all our thoughts, emotions, and actions towards that vision through our cooperation with those who have similar interests. Otherwise, you and I wouldn't come together in this session, right? And my dear friends, why does one has to cooperate? So when a person cooperates with others to actualize a vision, he begins to refine his actions. He begins to control his actions. He begins to refine his emotions. He begins to control his emotions. He begins to refine his thoughts. He begins to control his thoughts, eliminating all the factors that do not fit the vision. So there is a certain process of filtration. There is a certain process of refinement that is happening. And hence, we achieve a mastery over our mind, over our body, over our different vehicles. And when we achieve a mastery, our true self begins to reveal itself. So that will happen. And cooperation with a common vision draws us close to our inner core, draws us close to higher masters, higher sources. So when you are working for a cosmic vision, the entire cosmos will conspire to help you to achieve your vision. If you are achieving your own vision, you need to keep efforts, right? When you are working for a bigger vision, for an entire cosmos, for a cosmic vision, entire cosmos will help you. So my dear friends, all this information and learning that I am giving about cooperation, it is to prepare you, prepare all of us to be in alignment with the cosmic plan or a cosmic will. You have an individual will, I have an individual will, everyone would have an individual will. But my dear friends, we are also aligned to a bigger will, cosmic will. So this law of cooperation, this knowledge and wisdom, when instilled in each one of our cell, when instilled in each one of our thought, it will allow us to get in alignment with the bigger purpose. It will get us aligned with cosmic will or a cosmic plan. That will happen. And my dear friends, the other good side effect that happens when you instill this law of cooperation in your heart is it will gradually dispel your ego. It will gradually dispel all your inertia, all your depression, all your separateness, all your vanity. So all these things will be dispelled from your personality. See, this vanity, ego, inertia, depression, and separateness, these are called as 5 wolves. So which will block us. When you are living this law of cooperation inside your heart, your vanity will go away, your ego will go away, your inertia to act will go away, your depression will go away, your feeling of separateness will go away, my dear friends. And then what comes? Then it will lead us towards unity. It will lead us towards synthesis. It will lead us towards revelation of our true purpose. All this will happen. It will lead us towards unity. It will lead us towards synthesis. It will lead us towards revelation of our purpose. And cooperation, when instilled in your heart, it also develops certain wisdom, certain intuition, because you feel connected to everybody else and everything else. You would also have an ability of telepathy at that time, and you'll increase your willpower, because whatever you want to achieve, whatever you're intending, would happen only through law of cooperation, right? So you'll get an expansive wisdom, an expansive intuition, an expansive willpower too. And finally, my dear friends, law of cooperation leads you to the supreme law of oneness, by which you will become one with the all of universe. See, cooperation will happen only when there is no ego inside, only when there is no vanity inside, only when there is no inertia inside, only when there is no separateness inside, only when there is no depression inside. Then what is possible? What is possible is oneness. So law of cooperation, when instilled in your understanding, when instilled in your head and heart, when instilled in your thoughts, feelings and emotions, and in your actions, the possibility that gets created is that of oneness, my dear friends. Oneness with every life form, everything. All these things would be possible through law of cooperation and law of co-creation. My dear friends, we are all not separate. We think we are separate. Yet, for speaking, I need to be separate. I may be speaking from oneness. I may be speaking from love towards all of you. Okay. But there is an underlying oneness that is there. Through law of cooperation, you can get connected to that underlying oneness. So that is possible. So these are the things that I wanted to share with all of you today.
A really wonderful session, sir. We wish to see you again for sharing more wisdom we love your sessions. Like you last time you spoke about a lot of Upanishads and messages. A lot of wisdom is there. So it's really useful for iterating and bring up all the problems currently facing in spiritual terms. And with your energy, we can easily crack through. Definitely, these sessions are definitely materialize a lot of help.
Thank you so much.